Alright. Alright, there we go. I think we're all set. Hey, everybody! Glad you're all here. Glad to be here. Forgive me for being in a weird spot. We're gonna go up and visit Alex because the, shooting the lightning at the dolls is a daily activity. For the main quest, I did skip a day by accident, because I just got super busy now that I'm back in school, but, we're not gonna focus too much on the main quests for a little while. Probably for this week and next week, at the very least. I'm gonna be working on the daily activity, the daily training with Alex. I'm gonna be working on it with her, in between this stream and 2 streams later. So, if we can, depending on the update that comes out, we can, do the next, story quest. Sorry, I'm like trying to... I can't speak today. Just making sure I have my comments pulled up. There we go. Alright. I can see the comments. Now, I'm gonna send out alerts. And then we will be ready to... Give me a few minutes, guys. I don't know if you guys heard my phone. I forgot that I had my ringer on. The shot is blurry because I keep getting it while they move. I'm doing it for my Instagram story. There we go. Good shot. Heard a loud thump outside. I don't know if you guys heard that. There's been a lot of chaos going on around here. But it's alright. Okay. Alright, I think we're ready to go. So here's the plan. At least for the moment, since we're just starting out. We are gonna start off by going up to see Alex, and just kind of starting the stream off with this. Just to give everybody a minute to kind of come in, because I literally just sent the alerts out. So, ooh. I still haven't finished these quests yet. What? Wait, what are you doing? Oh. These wisps are confusing. You gotta kind of learn where they're going. Anyway. So, as you can tell by the title, I'm gonna be introducing you guys to my horses. And the reason being is because the main update for this is the huge stable overhaul. So here's the plan that we're gonna do for this while everybody's starting to come in. We're gonna start off here. Uh, we're gonna train with Alex. This is gonna be my day 6, I believe. For training with Alex, because I've been posting on my story every day that I've been doing a training session with Alex. Uh, and yesterday I even did it with Popdale because yesterday was his birthday, so we kind of did a little bit of training with him. And I don't think he really liked it. I think the lightning kind of scared him. But anyway, so we're gonna start off here, and then this will give everybody a chance to kind of come in. And then from here, I'm going to be reading a few updates, and then we're going to be heading into the stable, and I'm going to be showing you guys my horses. I thought that was a pretty good plan. Ready to zap some stuff? Yeah, I'm ready to zap some stuff. And yeah, there's a ton more. So, if you guys didn't see my... Whoa! Where did she get the scarecrow? Okay, I did not know there was a scarecrow. Where did she get that? There's a lot more that's now around the arena. There used to be more than this, but I didn't know that she got the scarecrow. Oh, that scared me a little bit, because the scarecrows are haunting. That. Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. One more lap. Did I miss some? When did it end? Oh, there's circles. Oh, all right. They're not all in Druid Paddock. Oh, the scarecrow down here. I had no idea. Well, that's a little scary, but I guess it makes sense. You gotta kind of expand out of your boundary a little bit. There we go. And there seems to be one over by Rhiannon, so let's head over to her. Oh, yep, I see the scarecrow. Oh my god. Where did she get these? Are we gonna be facing off against scarecrows? Is that what it is? Okay, well, it's finished. Sorry about that, guys. I had no idea that she was gonna do that. Well, all of them are on fire. Alright, well, done. Done. Okay, so while... Oh, just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, so... Sorry, I got a text message. So, right now, there's 2 updates that I'm going to have to read off to you guys. I'm actually going to go... We'll go this way so that Alex is in frame. Why not? So, there's 2 updates that I'm going to read off to you guys. First is the next up in Jorvik, which is a roadmap for the month ahead, including the update that just happened. And along with this, I'm also going to read off the most recent update that happened in the game so that we know what we're going to be exploring. So the first one on this is for August 7th, which was a few days ago. Because every Wednesday they update the game, and obviously our streams are every weekend, so we're a few days behind, but it's okay. So, excuse me, for this week, it's My Stable Revamp, and it says, with all the time spent running around Jorvik between daily chores, races, and chasing danger, it's essential to have the perfect personalized space for your horses to rest and wind down. Sorry, there's a weird like paragraph restart in there. rest and wind down after long days. Your home stable is getting a fitting revamp in preparation for more My Stable updates that will allow every equestrian to create a unique home stable experience. So I know that I went over this at some point in a previous stream, but I'm gonna talk about it again here because it feels appropriate. Um, in if you're a player, you understand this. In your closet, after you're doing some stuff in Jorvik City, you're actually given a few things that you can't use. Like, for example, a can of white paint, a sofa, um, just all kinds of stuff that are used for decoration, but is never used. And in Jorvik City, there is a store that they gave a quest for as like to like give you hype like this store is going to be open soon. It's going to be exciting because I want to see what's inside. And to this day it's still closed. So the reason why there's all this buildup and stuff that you can't use that's now stuck in your closet is because they were trying to create a system for you to be able to customize the furniture and the decorations that are going to be in your stable. The expand you can obviously expand your stable from 12 stalls to 14, 16, and then 18. I obviously have 18 stalls, but the thing that they wanted to do was that they wanted to make your home stable more homey. So that's why they gave you a can of white paint and a couch, so that you were able to like set the couch down, and when the furniture store would open, you would be able to have more things to decorate your stable. Problem is that that never came to fruition because of a lot of technical difficulties. No matter what they did, no matter what they tried, it just would never work. It was just so buggy, glitches all the time, and nothing was working right. To the point where they were getting frustrated because there was just no fix for it that they could come up with. So they shelved the idea for a long time until about. Oh, congrats to your pony. This is just those random level up sound effects. Um, so I want to say it was last year that they announced this, but they mentioned it again in a blog where they explained the situation and they were going to try and go back to it now that they had better technology so that they were going to be able to give us a customizable stable. And it looks like with the stable revamp, with how it's going to look like, it is the first step in upgrading the stable. And I wanted to wait until the stream to look at what was going to be inside because I wanted my reaction to be more raw. But I did plan what I had to say today because for Poptail's birthday I had no choice but to go in there, and swap out my horse so that Poptail could run around Jorvik and you guys could interact with him. So I unfortunately already saw it before you guys on the stream, but we're still going to spend a lot of time with it today. So we're still going to be able to see an impressive stable. I'm not going to tell you what I think just yet. We're going to wait until we head inside. Next is going to be for the next stream. It says Frizzy, Frenzy, and Blazing Trails for August 14th. Make way for the Frisian. This powerful, versatile horse is a favorite among your Visions. Medieval warriors, dressage riders, and recreational riders alike. Excuse me. The Trailblazer track is launched, rewarding hardworking star riders with unique items for both rider and horse. Keep up with daily activities all over Jorvik and earn trail points as you go. All right, that answers a question that I was going to ask, I guess, when we were going to be looking at the update is the Trailblazer track, because we were talking about the Trailblazer track in the last stream when they posted their game blog. And oh. Hello. Oh, that pony is getting a lot of experience points today. Congrats to your pony. But we talked about the Trailblazer track, and we had no idea when it was going to come up. And I did get a little bit confused because when I went into Star Stable, I saw an advertisement for 30% off Star Rider comes with the Trailblazer track, and I thought, oh, it must already be out. And I was looking around a little bit on here, but I could find nothing. So I was like, huh, how do you get to the Trailblazer track? That answers my question. It's not out yet. Okay. August 21st, the final countdown. So much to learn, but will there ever be enough time? Practice your skills among the other Soul Riders to prepare for the final confrontation. So it sounds like the final battle is inching ever closer, but it does sound like we're going to be getting more training sessions. I remember seeing the thumbnail for this roadmap was Anne and Concord, so I think she is going to be the next one to train us, but that's just a guess. Alright, August 28th, more Moorland. What? Moorland is expanded? Where? It's surrounded. Yidris, by the way, before I continue, now that I said that name, for those of you who don't know, Yidris is a man who was born in Pandoria who owns the circus. So whenever we head over there, if you see a man standing outside with a top hat, that's him. He's so weird. I really don't like him, but we have to rely on him sometimes, so he can stay. Yidris caught wind of the ongoing renovations around Moorland and decided to give his circus tent a little glow up of his own. Penny and Polly are also excited to share their. I can't. Chains? You think they are chains? Oh my god, I feel dumb. Okay, yeah, chains. It's just chains spelled Chanes. I'm not used to it. I'm not used to it spelled that way. Huh. Not sure. Um. Anyway, going back to what we were reading before. Sorry about that, guys. I've never seen that word before. Hello. Penny and Polly are also excited to share the their chains to the pony race to bring out your small but feisty steeds and check it out. All right. So it sounds like the pony race is getting a new update as well. So the circus and the pony race are going to be getting an update. That's pretty cool. Um, if you guys want, maybe after we're done with the final countdown update storyline, then we can head over with a pony and we can head over to the pony race to see what it looks like now so that we can see what it might be expanding to. But that's the roadmap ahead of us. That's kind of our plans for future streams for August. I'm honestly pretty excited about it. Um, and I see that some of you guys just came in a little bit late. If you guys want to go back later after this live stream is posted, and listen to the updates that we just read off, you are more than welcome to do so. As for now, we're going to be reading our update for today. Well, for this week, because it was August 7th. So the main update that we're going to be looking at is the stable overhaul. And it says your stables have had a major makeover. Almost everything in your stable has been updated with fresh new details while keeping the same design and cozy layout you know and love. We've rebuilt it from scratch, so it's like a whole new stable, but it feels just like home. Oh, hello. This girl just came out of nowhere with this horse. This is the first step in more My Stable updates that will allow every equestrian to create a fantastic home stable experience. Get ready to fall in love with your stable all over again. And I am gonna be honest, like I said before, I have already seen the stable only because yesterday I had to go in and change my horse so that Potsiel could come out into the Windstar server and interact with other people. So I already saw it beforehand. But even though I'm not going to give you a raw reaction, I'm going to keep my thoughts down low until we actually go inside ourselves. And then other updates. The Gen 3 Jorvik Frisians have found a new home in Crescent Moon Village, setting the stage for even more Frisian excitement in Jorvik. After 13 long years, our desktop main menu has finally gotten a visual upgrade. Yes, it has. We've made it super user friendly and easy to read, and by enlarging the scale, improving font sizes, and making buttons more visible. Plus, we've given it a fresh, modern look. To me, this is kind of funny how they chose a brown color scheme for it, because not only have they been doing a lot of stuff with Starshine Ranch, so it kind of has that ranch-like feel. Especially you can see like other like sigils in here, and even like this one looks like a horseshoe, but it might just be me. But these look like other runes, like the rune rocks. But the funny thing is, you know what? That's gonna spoil. Just gonna leave it at that. And then coming next week is the Frisians. So I guess now that we have that out of the way, we are going to go into the stable. Now, I'm going to set something up to where I'm going to introduce you guys to my horses today, one by one. And I have a system for it. Let me just get myself set up here. Okay. Alright, I think we're all set. So, oh, hello! I'm going to leave you to it. I'm going to leave you guys to train with Alex. We're going to head back down. And I'm pretty excited to show you guys our cast of characters so far. Sorry, ignore that. I'm getting a call and I can't turn it off. I can't turn it off. Oh my god. Hold on. Why is my thing so loud? Okay, finally. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean for that to happen. Anyway. I'm gonna head down here. I totally lost my train of thought, what I was gonna say before it came up. Oh. I think it... Well, this is gonna be... Excuse me, this is gonna be... kind of the cast of characters so far. Because there's gonna be some, old and new horses in here. Well, I guess old horses, new horses, and everything in between. Because there are some Generation 2 horses in here. I used to have Gen 1 horses, I don't have Gen 1 horses anymore. There are still some Generation 2 horses in here that I think I'm gonna hold on to. And then I'm gonna break character a little bit with one of the horses. I'm not gonna show her off for a specific reason, but there is a horse in there that you're gonna be able to see in the menu, but you're not gonna be able to see in the stall because of a certain reason. I will get to it as we go through. So, are you guys ready to see the inside of this stable? I don't know if you guys are, because that bright brown color scheme, this beautiful, vibrant stable looks so real. Excuse me. It looks so real. It looks so real. I mean, look at the tile. I'm gonna dismount on Frenzy Bird for a moment. Look at the wood. Look at the wooden texture. Even the door. Look at this. Like, I feel like I could just touch it. I feel like. Even around the drain looks better. There's little bits of hay that's like making this thing a little bit dirty. Even the shower stall got a complete overhaul. This kind of looks like a ghost. The towel looks like a ghost. But this is even a lot cleaner as well. And it feels a little bit more realistic this way because the windows are so high up that there's not much light coming through. The only thing that I would really say to do to the stable, like my only thing that I would make differently, is I'm gonna go into the empty stall, for example, is for windows that are up here to be placed here. And I know why they are not. It's because these are placed here. So they kind of need to keep the wall like completely blank. So I understand that because normally a bucket of water would be placed here, a hay net would be placed here on the bars, but they wanted to kind of keep it less cluttered, so everything is over here. Um, if these were in a different spot, I would say put a window here that a horse in the stall against the outside wall would be able to look out of. But aside from that, everything looks great because it's supposed to keep like that same feel. They even completely redid the hayloft. Like you can see that there's not a hayloft going like around here anymore, and instead it's all just ceiling. The hayloft is instead right here and right here. So when your stable is being taken care of by Maya, she still has a spot to chill on these places that she's kind of chilled at before. So she still has all of that, and I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen everything just yet, so we're gonna take a look in the tack rooms. Let's see. And then we can kind of look through at the window for this. They completely replaced this! Oh my god! This used to be like a huge, like, vanity over here, but now it's just a little desk, a mirror, and some makeup. That's so easy. That's not even as cluttered anymore. That's so cool. Table still looks great. It looks a little bit shorter, but the table looks great. Everything over here looks great. Oh, I love it. The only thing about this that I'm a little bit bummed about is that there's nothing on the sill over here. There used to be plates of like cookies that were housed over here. I'm guessing it was kind of just for Christmas, but or the winter celebration rather. But there were cookies here, even outside of the winter event. There were cookies on the sill, just plates of cookies, and now there's no cookies anymore that I can give as free handouts. What happened to all my cookies? I guess that kind of makes sense. I'm taking a break from cookies for a little bit, so alright, let's see. This is the food side, so let's woo! Oh my god, the look feels so good over here. The sink. Why is the sink on top of Okay, they didn't have to put the sink bowl on top of the bench. They could have moved it. They didn't have to put a bench over here, or they could have moved the sink. They could have moved the sink over here. This is a completely fresh spot, unless this is just the wall that's shared with the stalls. They could have moved the sink over here, couldn't they? Either that or move the bench over there, because this bench is over here, and on the other side of the wall is the stalls. They could have just moved the bench over here. Because the door opens outward. Like, watch. It opens that way, towards the hallway. It's not gonna hit anything over here. So, I don't know. The sink just kind of looks weird when I know that it's a wall-mounted sink. That's why I'm a little bit weirded out. It's because it's a wall-mounted sink. It doesn't need to sit on a bench where you're gonna be cleaning your boots. But it's whatever. Oh my god, they actually filled this with grain! Oh my god, what? They have an entire... Wow, look at this. Each horse has like a different diet. There's even supposed to be like grain in this, which is pretty cool. Like this is supposed to be a whole thing of grain. This is crazy. This is crazy. Apples, carrots, and hay. Perfect. Why didn't you give us one with oranges? You allow us to feed oranges to the horses in this game. Make another one for the oranges. That's cool. Alright, this is the tack room. Let's see what's in here. Oh, wow. This is great. I know that the color scheme feels more dull, but I'm gonna be honest, a stable kind of looks like this. So it feels more real. Look at all the bridles. There's different types of bridles on here and different sizes for different horses with different needs. I saw I don't know why that star is there. It's not doing anything. Oh. Oh, there's a horse on the other side of the wall, but I get it now, I get it now. But there's like a rope bridle here. Oh my god. Another bridle here. English bridles. A pair of boots here? Look at that! Show boots! That's so cool! A mounting block? This character never needs a mounting block. I don't get it. Some towels, some cleaning stuff. Oh my god. Saddle pads that are rolled up. Saddle bags. Some like grooming stuff up here. What is that? What is this up here? Can I climb onto the mounting block? No? Come on, I need to... I can't see. Well, let me go here. Go into picture mode. Ah, there we go. Oh, they're leg wraps. Oh. It was hard to see that they were leg wraps from the angle that I was at. Great spot for helmets. Although, you need the ladder in here, girl. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. We're gonna take a minute. Hold on. The ladder is out here. Frenzy Bird's fine. He'll be fine. The ladder is over here. This is the ladder. The ladder is out here by the wardrobe. And we need a ladder in here for the shelf, for the helmets on the shelf. Because we can't use this unless you're like freaking tall. You can't use the mounting block to reach the helmets on the shelf. Either that or I'm just too short in real life that I know I'd never be able to do that. There's a bucket. Is it full? Don't tell me the bucket is full. Okay, yeah. Empty bucket. Good. This is really nice. We got extra leg wraps in here. Rolled up saddle pads. We even have a stand for the saddle pads. This is nice. And a mixture of saddles here too. Both Western and English. The English ones. This one feels smaller than this one. It's so cool how they even have the saddles in different sizes. If that's what they did. Because at certain angles they still look like the same size. I'm not sure. But there's more saddles over here. Wheelbarrow and shovel look great. Guys, this is awesome. Even the lanterns, look how far up they are. They look great. You know what this feels like? You know what this feels like is... This feels like the natural texture pack in Minecraft. Is what this feels like to me. Is... Doesn't it? Doesn't the... Because I remember playing with the natural texture pack in Minecraft before. Doesn't the wood look like this? And this is like the stone brick, but it's tile. That's so funny. Okay, let me just take the bridle off of Frenzy Bird. I'm gonna put him away. So what we're gonna do, let me just put the bridle away. So now that we're here, now that we've seen the stable for ourselves, what we're gonna do is we are gonna meet all the horses in a random order. We are gonna start from this stall with Frenzy Bird. We're gonna start with Frenzy Bird because you guys already know him. We're gonna start with Frenzy Bird's stall. We're gonna go this way. Gonna go back this way. Hold on, let me just. There we go. This way. And then we're gonna go up the corner. Go back that way. Go back this way. And then go those two stalls. And then we're gonna start here again. There's 94 horses to go through. And I'm gonna let you know right now, because not all of them are level 15, I skipped today's daily care that I usually do. The stable care had just reached 0 today, so I don't have to really pay it off until tomorrow because the horses are already all taken care of. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna do a daily care routine for all of the horses that are not level 15 yet. So I'm gonna pick their hooves, give them hay, give them water, and brush their coats. The reason being is because when you do this, it actually gives you 75 experience points to the horse with each daily care thing that you do. So we're going to start here with Frenzy Bird, and we're going to go around. And I'm going to get this one horse out of the way right now. The one horse that you're not going to see is Sparklimmer. The reason why is because she is. This is where I'm breaking character right now. She is no longer with us. I had her story come to an end, so she is not going to show up in this stable again. She may show up for some of you guys outside of the stable. You may see her around, and if you do, I guess that's just her exploring and visiting Jorvik again. However, she is no longer alive in this herd. So aside from her, everybody else you're going to be able to see. And of course we're gonna, well, Frenzy Bird, of course. We're gonna go by name and breed. And Frenzy Bird, of course, we're gonna start with because he is the starter horse, so fitting. And every starter horse is a Jorvik Warmblood, so tried and true. I'm gonna give him a pet because I love him so much. Okay, next we're gonna do this one. This one's a magical one, descended from Almira. This is Luna Pepper. She's sort of supposed to be a witch horse. She's pretty cool. She resembles a Tennessee Walker. I don't know if I mentioned this before, every magical horse in the game is based off of an already existing breed. I'm so used to, like, doing it in a certain order. There you go. And then oh, she's dancing. Alright. And this actually works a lot. I've actually gotten, like, even though it's a super slow method to raise your horses, I have gotten horses to level 15 this way, and I currently, now that I'm going to get the Frisian at some point next, for the stream next week, until I get that one, at this point, none of my horses are below level 7, so this method does work. And level 7 is kind of where you get your special movements and everything, but right now she's going into level 9, so her stats are going up. It does work. It's slow, but it does work. Alright. Next, we're gonna be talking about this guy. This one's already level 15, so we don't have to do really much with him. This is Swamp Fire. He's descended from Aldrak. And Aldrak, as you can see, resembles a dragon. But it is said that Aldrak appears at any sign of natural danger. Pretty cool legend. And if you're wondering what breed the Aldrak resembles, it's the Jorvik Frisian. Hello. Okay. Next, we are gonna talk about, where is she? There she is. Frostbubble. Fun name, I know. This is Frostbubble. She is a Dutch Warmblood. She's a chestnut mare. Always fun to be around. We're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna be right back because I forgot to go fill up the bucket. I need to fill up the bucket! I need to fill the bucket! She's thirsty! Yes, she's hungry. She's hungry for water! Okay. I'm getting the water you're hungry for! I'm here with the water. Here you go. And then, very good. Alright. Here's our next one. I have a random selector with me, by the way. This is how I'm selecting everybody. This is Acacia Angel. She's descended from Bront. And like Frostbubble, the bronze actually represents a Dutch Warmblood. Or resembles a Dutch Warmblood. Sorry. Here you go. And funny thing, I actually haven't ridden this one yet. And she's level 7. So that kind of goes to show how reliable this is. When you don't really have a lot of time to be playing and raising the level of your horses, this can level up a bunch of your horses at once. Slow progress, but even if you're not 100% consistent, it does give you progress. Okay. Next is Rose Sunrise. Rose Sunrise is a rune runner, which the game even says North Swedish rune runner. So she's very similar to the North Swedish horse. But she is not 100% a magical breed because she doesn't have a camouflaged coat like the other magical breeds do. So she's just a special breed. That's kind of what I base these horses off. There's the normal horses, the special horses, and the magic horses. She is a special breed. She's a druid horse. You can kind of see that the markings on her resemble the rune stones. She's a tough horse to get, but if you work hard enough, you will be able to get her. Doesn't have to be a girl. Mine just ended up being a girl. Alright. Next is actually another special one. We have Sweet Pearl. Sweet Pearl is a Vega. So we're kind of going backwards a little bit with these guys already. There is another type of little one on this game called a Zoni, which is a cross between a zebra and pony. The Vega is another version of the Zoni, but she is born of Starlight. And Sweet Pearl is one of those lucky little horses. Well, ponies. And since she's a special horse, she's obviously based off of some kind of normal breed. She resembles a Jorvik pony. Next is this one. So you might remember whenever we ride through Hollow Woods that this horse tends to pop up every once in a while outside. That's because that horse is called Anthea. My boy Steambird here is descended from her. And it's kind of interesting. While we see Anthea in Hollow Woods, she is kind of more drawn towards Golden Hills Valley because of a place there called 18th Whisper. But Steambird just kind of made his way over here. And as you can see, he has both a horn and wings. So this is actually our very first like alicorn in Star Stable, which is pretty nice. And the breed that he resembles is a halflinger. Alright. Next is this one. Get out. Go around. Alright, this is Shade Shadow. This is a Jorvik pony, so you can already kind of see the resemblance between him and Sweet Pearl. Because Sweet Pearl, like I said, resembles a Jorvik pony. This is kind of what the base looks like. I'm going to give him a good pet. Alright. Next is this one. Almost skipped a stall there. This is Berry Love. Berry Love is descended from Fonzie, which is a cross between a horse and a deer. And she actually acts a lot like a deer as well, where she's very skittish. She's very, very skittish, but when she feels safe, she tends to get a little bit clingy. But yeah, she's a sweet girl. Look at her showing off. And the breed that she resembles is called an Andalusian. So next we have this little guy. I might have shown you this little guy before, but we're still gonna go over him. This is Dragon Angel. funny thing, I actually planned a lot of the names in advance when I first started playing Star Stable before I just relied on like the complete random system where I just was like looking at whatever name the game just gave me on the spot and was like, yep, I want to use that one. This one I actually was planning before I got him. His name was going to be Prince Desire, but for some reason the game didn't have Prince available in the name selection anymore. So I just went ahead and just gave him a random name, and Dragon Angel just kind of came out. I felt like that kind of fit for a brave little pony. So Dragon Angel, the Welsh pony. All right. Up next, we have this one. So I think you guys remember me also running into this horse every once in a while, where I call it Burker. Burker is the magical horse that this one is descended from. Her name is Dream Scout, and basically it's a horse with a coat that resembles a birch tree. Now, it's kind of funny because this horse was kind of seen around like the small forests in Silverglade because those were the birch trees were. Something lured Burger over towards Hollow Woods, which is kind of where I ran into her as well. And the breed that this one resembles is called a Marwari, which is kind of where she gets the ears from. When we see my other Marwari, you're going to be able to see it. Alright, next is this one. All the magical horses right up front, my goodness. Alright, this is Goldwind. He is a Campus, which kind of resembles a seahorse, as you can see. He has scales and gills right here. Even his face has all these designs and bubbles. He resembles an Akhal-Teke, but the Campus actually behaves a little bit more like a fish, where he's a little bit more stubborn, and sometimes has a hard time understanding what you're trying to help him do. But he always comes through. Why is the name tag is completely pushed into the wall? Yeah, scooch it over a little bit more, guys. It's alright. It's alright. We're gonna just roll with it. Alright. You didn't see that. We moved on to the next stall before I put the next horse in there. There. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. She wasn't even there in the first place. This is Morning Moon. She's an American paint. I know she kind of looks a little bit like a cow, but I think cows are cute, so I kept her anyway. Morning Moon definitely has been through a lot, but I'm really glad that she's here. This timid girl has been through thick and thin, and she has a new home here. So I think she feels pretty good. Okay. Next is this one. This is Ultimate Angel. She's an American quarter horse. She's very motherly. She's a very motherly horse. She especially loves foals. I'm gonna give her a good pet. She's very brave, especially when helping out lost animals. Okay. Next, there she is. She had to be on that page somewhere. Next is Pearl Velvet. She is a Mustang. I actually have had her for quite a while, and during the time that she was here, as she kind of grew up, she kind of just gained spots. She just gained spots. I'm not gonna try and explain how that happened because I honestly don't know. She just all of a sudden one day has spots. But I kind of like it. I like how it looks on her. She's very feisty. Every once in a while it's like, some days she has days where she's like used to being in here, and then other days she's just like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Okay. Next one is Mint Free, because he's gingerbread, and gingerbread doesn't have any mint. And also, I hate mint, so having a mint-free horse is very, very nice. So, mint-free is descended from a horse named Laputin, which didn't even originate in Jorvik. Actually, just originated in Germany, and somehow, after being turned into gingerbread, ended up in Jorvik. So I kind of just ran into him, ran into mint-free one day. Someone's very happy, and that was not me cheering. Because you always hear other girls like outside just cheering for their own horses, which is nice. Here we go. Nicely decorated. And if you're wondering what horse he resembles, it's called a Lipizzaner. Okay. Next is this one. This is Flamestorm. Flamestorm is in Appaloosa. He's dancing from my arrival. I love this coat so much. Love it so much. Flamestorm is a little bit stubborn. Likes to be mischievous and cause a little bit of chaos. But he's also a very brave horse. No course out there, jump course, dressage course, nothing deters him. Passes it all with flying colors. Alright, next is this one. This one's Drop Song. I have a feeling that you guys have seen Drop Song before, but I'm still going to tell you a little bit about her. Drop Song is descended from Ephra, which is a horse of sapphire. You can see the sapphires are kind of lining her face and lining her shoulders and her back. Very, very nice. I met her in Mistfall, and the horse that this represents is a Pacifino, and you're gonna hear that breed a lot. The Pacifino is resembled a lot with magical horses here. So the Pacifinos are kind of everywhere, which is fine. We love the Pacifinos. Where did it go? Oh, there she is. So this is the horse I made disappear from you earlier. She's not gone. She's right here. This is Pie Pop. Pie Pop is a little Gotland pony. I gave her that name because she snuck up behind me while I was trying to eat a pie. And all of a sudden I knew she was right there and she was eating the pie off my plate. She really likes pie. She really likes treats. She likes a lot of treats. Okay, this is Luna Spirit. Luna Spirit is descended from Snow Dancer, which, funnily enough, is usually depicted as a stallion, and so are his descendants. Luna Spirit is a very rare horse, where she's a mare descendant of Snow Dreamer. Or, not Snow Dreamer, sorry. Snow Dancer. Snow Dreamer is another character in another game. My fault. Okay, next. It's this one. Ultra Soul. Ultra Soul is what we call an Embermane. This is another special horse. The Embermane resembles a Jorvik wild horse. Is actually a type of Jorvik wild horse, but is very different because it can use certain powers in its mane to cause a fire. And you gotta be careful because when it feels threatened, scared, or angry, the fire can become wild and rampant. So it can get very dangerous. But if you can tame it and you can kind of make friends with it, the fires will be calm and so will the horse. And there's a very special Embermane out there that everybody was able to kind of learn from all this from, named Blaze. Blaze is his mother, so I was kind of lucky enough to run into her foal, I guess. So he's still pretty young, but he's a good boy. Alright, next is Ocean Hurricane. Also had Ocean Hurricane for a while. ocean hurricane is an interesting one called a Pintabean. A Pintabean is a crossbreed between either an American Paint or Pinto and an Arabian. Kind of like Luna Spirit. I'm not sure if I said that. Luna Spirit resembles an Arabian. My dog just came in and joined us. Hello. Little back scratches. Very okay, okay. I hear this horse is yelling at me. Gotta keep going. Alright. Next is Charmfire. Charmfire is the Zoni that I told you about before. Charmfire was kind of always a circus pony, but wasn't really sure that the circus life was kind of what he wanted, but kind of retained some of those silly but talented circus ways. So he's been quite fun in the herd. Everybody seems to like him for humor. Alright, next is Miracle Blaze. Miracle Blaze, I also met him this fall. This little guy is a Dartmoor pony. And this little one is very brave. Very, very brave. Also, if we have to go back outside to get hay, I guess that'll be fine. I didn't get as much hay as I have horses, because not all 94 of my horses, of course, as you see, need to be leveled up, so the stable care kind of just takes care of it. But, whatever. Okay. Next is Storm Escape. Storm Escape is a Jorvik wild horse. And her name is actually very specific, because on the day that we met, she wanted to see the world outside of Hogwarts, but she needed to learn how to trust a human on her back. So, at first, our ride was going great, until storm overhead spooked her, and she took off running. Literally, took off running. I regained my composure, and she did slow down, but she didn't stop. She kind of just regained her composure as well, and we were safe from the storm. Kind of like the perfect horse, where you gotta realize that you can kind of trust in each other. It was a pretty fun day. All my friends are like, girl, you know, you could have been killed, like taken off on a horse like that in a storm, in a forest, in a very thick forest. So sometimes when I bring it up, they're a little bit mad at me, but it's whatever. So this is Fairy Icon. Fairy Icon is descended from Prisma, who resides in the Rainbow Kingdom, or the Cloud Kingdom, during the Rainbow Festival when I met her. Prisma was very curious about life down here on the ground, so I decided to give her that life. And if you're wondering, this figure kind of looks familiar. The breed she resembles is the Appaloosa. Like Alright, quick break while I refill the bucket. Okay. Next. Alright, this is Do Magic. Do Magic is a Lithozaner. And I've had her... Oh my god. I've had her for so long. And I promise you, when I found her, she was skin and bones. That's it. She was so thin. And then, after a long time of working with her, 2 equestrian festivals ago, she won the attention of the Baroness and was bestowed a ribbon. So her progress in regaining her own strength has caught the attention of many. So I'm very, very proud of her. Next is Melody Biscuit. You guys know her well because we rode with her before. Melody Biscuit is a Percheron. And I don't think much more needs to be said about this one. Because you guys have met her before. And honestly, for some of these horses, not all the backstories are very detailed. Kind of just, we met, we wanted to keep seeing each other, and it turned out that the horses were compatible with me. Not too much needs to be said about this one, because some of them are kind of just that general. Next is, this one has a long name, Cinnamon Anthem. Fun. Cinnamon Anthem, you might have also seen while we were going around in Hollow Woods. Cinnamon Anthem is descended from Hanami, which is a horse of cherry blossoms. The cherry blossom tree was sent to Jorvik from Japan, and when magic went into the tree, our Hanami was born. And even though there are no more cherry blossom trees in Jorvik, the horses continue to thrive and represent new beginning. So, one spring, this horse just kind of came to me. We're literally in Doyle's Abbey, this horse just walked right up to me. It's kind of fun. Kind of cool to be able to talk to a horse of cherry blossoms. Cinnamon Anthem. This is Hazelbox. Hazelbox is a Norwegian fjord. This little guy is very shy. Been through so much as a foal, only to end up here and have literally the best life. He couldn't be happier. Maybe just because he's safe is why he feels so happy. Well, I'm glad to give it to him, but just like Morning Moon is very timid. And this is Gold Victory. Gold Victory is descended from Proteus, and as you can see, he is a lionfish crossed with a horse. With these fins, he can intimidate anybody. And the Proteus resembles the Appaloosa, once again. There are a lot of repeat breeds in here, like the, well, I guess I didn't even mention Cinnamon Anthem. The Hanami resembles the Percheron, so a nice strong figure. You can see them right next to each other. You can see the resemblance. And, oh, I'm doing a lot of talking today. My throat is gonna be like, Next is this one. Magic Glory. Magic Glory is my Tennessee Walker. He was fun to He was fun to work with. Very easy across farmland. Look at him nodding. Like, yeah, you know it's true. Very modest. Magic Glory. Alright. Next is Meteor Flower. And I guarantee you, I'm probably pronouncing this breed wrong. Because I've maybe heard it in person, like, maybe once or twice. And I haven't had the actual pronunciation put into my head. So, this one is a track kenner. And Meteor Flower doesn't really have a lot going for it. Again, it's that simple story. We saw each other. She ended up wanting to come with me. Okay, next is this one. Abyss Meadow. Abyss Meadow is kinda spooky. She's very skeletal. Abyss Meadow is descended from Laverna, which is a horse that was a spirit haunting this mask. That's alright, it's okay to be late. This is going to be posted later, so don't you worry. We talked about some updates. We talked about a few horses already. Actually, quite a few horses. We're 35 in. So this will always be posted later for you to be able to watch the beginning of it. But I'm glad you're here. But like I was saying, the Laverna is a spirit that haunts this mask. And out of the mask just comes out a physical form. And oh wow, I just got a message saying that that 2 new movies were just released. Off topic for a quick second. Incredibles 3 and Toy Story 5 were both just announced. What? Alright, well, I'm excited for Incredibles 3. I don't know how to take Toy Story 5. How are they gonna do that? How are they gonna do that? Anyway, that's off topic. Only last thing that I had to say about Abyss Meadow is that she resembles the American Paint. Alright, next is this one. This one is Void Wish. Void Wish is actually a French breed. It's called Stelle Française. He's very antsy. He likes the... Toy Story should have ended after the 3rd one. I agree. Although I did watch Toy Story 4 and I wasn't disappointed at all. It was a pretty good movie. But I don't know. I knew Toy Story 5 was It just seems like they keep wrapping up the nice neat bow in another nice neat bow. I don't know what they're gonna do with the 5th one. By the way, guys, this also is something that you have to keep in mind. I know that I'm explaining some backstories about these horses. The thing that you gotta keep in mind, though, is that I'm gonna break character here. I'm still working on them. So hints of backstories are gonna be coming out slowly over future streams. For this is kind of just what I have so far. In character, this is Giga Runner. He's an Irish cob, aka Gypsy Vanner, which is a name that I've commonly used, I've commonly seen. Gypsy Vanner. And I don't know if you guys remember me mentioning the artist Nomi, who sings some of the songs in Star Stable. Her horse, Runestone, is an Irish cob. And my god, is he the cutest. He is so cute. But Giga Runner is also just as cute. Trying to be a racehorse as a draft horse, which isn't very popular, but it's getting up there. Next is Coconut Pine. Coconut Pine is a Belgian warmblood. She is like a master at Grand Prix jumping. She's so much fun to work with. Alright, next, you've heard me talk about this one before, you've probably seen this one before, and I'm going to talk about her a little bit more here. This is Solo Princess. Solo Princess is descended from Dustgrim, and after we see another one of my horses, I'm going to get into a little bit more backstory about the magical horses that these ones are descended from, but all I can say at this point is that the Dustgrim resembles the Jorvik Wild Horse. That's it. That's all I can say until we get to the other horse, because they kind of rub off each other. It's easier to explain each one using both of them, if that makes any sense. And speaking of spoopy horses, this is Bumble's secret. She is descended from Pepita, which is a pumpkin horse. And yes, they have the same name as the spirit guide in Coco, if you've seen that movie. Pepita. Pepita was kind of funny to run into. I swear, I thought I saw like a weird pumpkin off the side of my eye until she just stood up, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I guess that's one way to meet. Her mouth is all like stretched all the way back here. So cool. And the Pepita resembles the Norwegian fjord. This is this one. This one is Chaos Breeze. He is an Icelandic pony. Actually, an Icelandic horse, but technically Icelandic horses are, size-wise, technically pony breeds. So I call them the Icelandic pony. Even though in the game you can't use them for the pony race, for the pony champ. But it's whatever. Chaos Breeze is fun to ride. Alright, next is Dusty Flower. Dusty Flower will probably look familiar because we've seen the magical horse that she's descended from. She's descended from Petra, which is one of the horses that we work with in Hogwarts. The Petra is one of the runestone horses. As you can see, like the little pink lights. And if we go to the side, you can see the runes on the neck and the flank here, which is really nice. The thing is about the Petra is that they are so powerful that, yeah, I like Coco too. The thing about the Petra is that Petra is so powerful that with every step, she shook the earth. And it kind of felt like, to her, the earth was trembling, like it was scared of her. So, Petra just stood still. You can't make the earth shake by stepping on it if you don't step. So, she stood still. She stood still for years, long enough for moss and flowers to grow on her back. All over her. But, my guess, they eventually figured out how to move around without shaking the ground. All the descendants. So I was able to see her walking around slowly, but just fine. Where she was only afraid to move faster. She eventually got it figured out. Next is Clover Torch. Clover Torch is a Connemara, which is also known as a sports pony. So Connemara's are kind of fun to work with. And Clover Torch especially loves a good adventure. Loves a good challenge, I guess is a good way to put it. Loves a good challenge. Alright, Jewel Blossom. Jewel Blossom is descended from Umbra, which is a horse of the new moon. So you can see it's kind of like a lunar eclipse with the mane here. Umbra resembles the Andalusian. And honestly, it's a whole legend that I'm trying to remember off the top of my head so that we can go through these a little bit faster. If you guys want to hear any of the descriptions for any of these breeds or the magical horses, let me know at the end. I'll be more than happy to read the description off to you guys. Alright, next is this one. Now I can explain the backstory behind the Duskgrim, because this is the Song Sorrow. And the Song Sorrow kind of is the opposite of the Duskgrim, and I'll explain. Because these two magical Jorvik wild horses are kind of the definition of things are never what they seem. The Duskgrim, now let me go over to her. The Duskgrim is very dark, very intimidating, especially in shadows, and her muscles Her muscles and legs are so strong that her hooves sound like, that her gallop sounds like thunder. Nobody wants to go near this horse. But if you look into her eyes, you can see that she's just fine. She's innocent. Actually, their main goal is to try and protect you. The Song Sorrow, however, as I said, is the opposite. Pepper Pearl here has a very kind of pitiful appearance, where she kind of seems down on her luck. She seems messy. She seems like she needs a home. But once you get close to it, only too late do you realize you've walked right into its trap. So it's approachable, but dangerous. You can even see in the eyes that they're not exactly 100% friendly. But Pepper Pearl herself had a reason to not be friendly, and so did her son. And I will confirm, her son is still out there. Pepper Pearl herself was able to find refuge in me, and once she knew that her son was safe, she decided to get used to the stable life. So she's here. Song Sorrow is still out there as well, so if you guys hear any high-pitched calls, high-pitched cooing in the swamp, don't go to it. It's either Song Sorrow or any one of her descendants. So just be careful. This is Jewel Caramel. She's descended from Brinicle. Now, the Brinicle horses are really fun because in the Winter Village, the lake is entirely frozen over. That is where you can find herds of these horses. And, like, they resemble North Swedish horses, so they're small draft horses with a good muscle build. These manes is kind of like an icicle horn, and the mares of the herds use these to spar, and whoever wins the competition gets to lead the herd that year. It's pretty cool. And when Jewel Caramel decided to come with me, the runner-up of the herd that she defeated was actually the one that took over leadership of the herd. So the herd was already in good hands. Or hooves, I guess I should say. Staying on the topic of winter horses, next is Truth Dreamer. Truth Dreamer, let me tell you, is an Aideen send. I'm so lucky to have her. She resembles an Icelandic horse, or Icelandic pony, but you can see she has permafrost all over her. She will always be covered in snow, because this snow does not melt. So, I will be honest, I was kind of expected to meet more magical horses for the winter in the Winter Village. Her, I did not meet in the Winter Village. I met her just outside of Silverglade Village, in a blizzard. I wanted to help people, but I couldn't get too close without not seeing where I was going. In the middle of the blizzard, she came out of nowhere and helped me out get everybody to safety. She helped me free someone who was trapped. She helped me find the twins that were playing hide and seek in the snow, and she even helped me find some stuff that people dropped so that James could sell it. I don't know. But she was such a trooper, and she's helped me with storms ever since. She didn't really like going back to the Winter Village because she just wanted to find the truth of the world. And her journey is just not over yet. Okay, next is Moonwalker, but not because he can move backwards while looking like he's walking forwards. It's because this intimidating boy looks even scarier when walking in the moonlight. Moonwalker resembles an American quarter horse and is literally just a skeleton. Just a skeleton. But it's a spirit of a horse that had passed away before that wanted to come back into Jorvik and didn't want to leave. So, Moonwalker came here. Although it's thanks to him that I don't have any presence of Glooman in my stable. That's a whole other story. Next is Dark Petal. Dark Petal is what we call, is descended from Wood Deer. So, like, he's descended from Tomb Hoof. This one is descended from Wood Deer. Wood Deer, like how the Pepita is a pumpkin, this one is a zombie. And honestly, has an extremely, extremely very bad smell. Very pungent, actually. But the smell itself isn't too bad if you get used to it. You look past the smell. Dark Petal here is actually a very, very, very sweet horse. She's very playful. Very, very playful. And very friendly. She resembles a Norwegian fjord. You can tell by the mane. I like having her around. Even the smell doesn't get to be too bad. Pets. There you go. Everybody gets love today. Oh my god, I didn't even mean to say that. Next is Love Ghost. So Love Ghost is kind of an older horse, as you can see here. She's actually still a Generation 2. You can see the difference in her animation compared to other horses. She's still a Generation 2 horse. Her breed is a Hanoverian, and I have a strong feeling that at some point they're going to redo the Hanoverians. They haven't yet. So she's here. She's come a long way, but at this point, her energy is just kind of subsided a little bit. So she's great for trail riding, but we kind of just have to take it easy on her. Okay, next is our bold boy. This is Cinderdash. Cinderdash is descended from Solus, which is a magical Irish cob that lives in Pandoria. And these horses kind of represent peacock butterflies. I don't know if you can tell here. Because Pandoria sometimes is represented by a butterfly. So these guys are represented by peacock butterflies. But this one was kind of forced here through the circus. I managed to help tame him and put him back together. And after a small performance in the circus, he kind of started to like life around here. So here we are. I have a guy in my stable that just loves to show off. Loves to show off. Very, very fun. Alright. Gonna give you a pet. And then we're gonna keep going. Alright, next is Chance Rebel. Chance Rebel is a Hydron. Not a Hydra, which you guys know is a monster with heads that can, if you slice them off, more heads will come out. The Hydrun is, or the Hydrun is a horse mixed with a mountain goat. So it's all mountain, easy trail ride. You just gotta keep your nerve. But when it comes to risky challenges, she's always the first to go for it. And she also resembles a curly horse. We're going to be able to see another curly horse later. So, alright, next is Ocean Zeppelin. Ocean Zeppelin is descended from Calder, which, like the Ephra, is a horse of gems. This time instead of sapphires, it's amethyst. Don't mind the twisting leg there. Never in the animation. It's fine. So he has amethysts lining his face, his shoulders, and his back. All around here. And I also met him in this fall. And again, like the Ephra, he resembles a Pasifino. He's pretty cool. Very headstrong. Okay, next is a big one. This is Midnight Heart. Midnight Heart is a Shire, which is actually a huge draft horse, but my god, she's so gentle. Her ride is so smooth. I love having her in the stable. She's another one that's very motherly, especially to the other horses. Okay. Actually not doing too bad on time, guys. Going through them kind of fast. We're about halfway done. Next is Bat Clover. Fun name, I know. Bat Clover is descended from Uranus, which is another one of the runestone horses. However, this one is corrupted, so anytime that Uranus would move, not only would the ground shake, but with a fast gallop, the ground would crack, and the cracks would lead directly to Pandoria. So these ones were also afraid to move, but sometimes couldn't help themselves, which is why moss hasn't grown on their backs. But with the right patience, you can tame them and help them to control their powers. So Bat Clover definitely has come a long way. Next is East Warrior. East Warrior is a Lusitano. This guy I met on a huge adventure that involved a wild Welsh pony named Night Dust. He was going to be used for an experiment, but we worked together to help put the perpetrator away. And by that I mean we actually put him in a cage and he was kidnapped. So then East Warrior decided to just stay with me. Next is Ivory Diamond. This little one is so sassy. This one is a Chincoteague pony, but this one had such a sassy personality that even though she wanted a life of her own, like, kind of wanted to look up to other jumping horses, she didn't really know what to do because she's so small that jumps weren't supposed to be a pony's thing. Not only did I give her that chance, we paired up with the Bobcats, because for one, I felt like the Bobcats would really like her personality, and they did. So she's now a Bobcat jumping pony. Very fun. Next is Faith Saga. Faith Saga is descended from the Sylvan unicorn, which is a winter unicorn with glowing ice dust on the mane and in the tail and in the horn. Very, very cool when you see it in the dark. Faith Saga herself actually helped me out with rescuing a bunch of baby foxes. And the baby fox is still a companion of hers. However, she has her own companion, so I'm starting to try and get that baby fox to look into staying with another one of the horses, because even with Frenzy Bird having a couple of companions because of who we ran into on our journey, it is a little bit harder for him, and Faith Saga's not used to having two companions. However, Jewel Caramel doesn't have a companion, so I'm thinking of pairing the fox with her, but they're going to have to go through some bonding. Next is Heavy Solo. Heavy Solo is a North-Swedish horse, which is a small draft horse. And by the way, if you guys are confused, because I know that there was somebody who was confused when I was telling them about draft horses. Draft horses are kind of the horses that have like these huge, like this one doesn't really have that one too much. Midnight Heart did, where she had like these huge hooves with hair that was hanging over it. Draft horses look like that, where they're actually bred more for pulling, like carriages, that kind of stuff. They're bred to be strong, but their rides are still super smooth. Heavy Solo was a pulling horse himself, but would carry huge heavy loads all on his own, and I didn't want that pressure to go on him anymore because he just wasn't healthy. So he came here. Okay, now, for this one, it's going to be interesting. I've shown you guys this one before. I'm going to explain to you a little bit more about his personality, but he's not going to look like this for too much longer. This is Sun Knight. Sun Knight is a Frisian, but for right now, he's Generation 2. This Generation 2 figure is not going to last forever, as next week, he is going to be getting a glow up. And, by the way, I'm going to explain how we're going to do it in the next stream, as kind of I'm doing it, so... But Sun Knight is a very, very noble horse. And it's not just that he's very fancy and flashy. That just kind of goes with a Frisian. But when it comes to personality, Sun Knight is very protective as well as flashy. So, he's a noble steed. I guess we can use that term for him. He's a noble steed. Okay, Abyss Hope. This one, I know for a fact I've already talked about what was going on with this one. Abyss Hope is an Appaloosa, and she is descended from a horse named Galaxy. I've talked about Galaxy before, so I'm going to try and keep it as brief as possible. Galaxy was going to be a book character from a small series called Morland Stables, fitting. And Star Stable is no stranger to books, especially even audiobooks, so they had little audio short books. The Morland Stable series, however, was going to be an actual set of 3 books that were going to be released internationally. Star Stable had already made books before. They have a Soul Rider trilogy that I have on my shelf right now. So I was looking forward to there being more books that we'll be able to collect later on. However, after the way that we were made aware about the Morland Stables series in the books was that they announced that Galaxy, the main horse of the Morland Stables series, was going to be purchasable as a horse. So that's why I have her as a special horse rather than a normal horse. Problem being that the Morland Stables books never came out, and the hype just kind of died down. So I did research for an entire year trying to see if they were still going to be available, and on the official website it did say that there was going to be future information, and it just never got updated. So after over a year of trying to ask Star Stable on both Instagram and Twitter what was going on, I finally got an answer from somebody else who tweeted to me in response in place of Star Stable, which isn't right because Star Stable keeps avoiding the questions, that the Morland Stables series is never going to release, even though, like, the Swedish, because Star Stable is based in Sweden, so the Swedish print, or copy, I guess I should say, the Swedish copies of the first Morland Stables book was already released, but it was never released internationally. The person on Twitter told me that the reason was Star Stable fired the book department mid-project. So now the Morland Stables series is never going to release, internationally at least. The second book is never going to release at all, and neither is the second Soul Rider trilogy, one that they were very excited for. It just kind of makes me feel bad that all of this hype was built up around these books, only for the books to just never, ever, ever come out. Like, all of a sudden it was just gone. We don't have a book department, what are you talking about? So, instead of having a complete story about Abyss Hope, her backstory is just kind of in the abyss, but the horse herself still has hope. Kind of where she got her name from. Her backstory is shrouded in mystery, but I want her to find her own destiny. Not one that Galaxy had. Because we don't know anything about Galaxy, so we have nothing to base it on. She shouldn't be so focused on that. Moving on, we have Peach Meadow. Peach Meadow is descended from a horse named Tenebrae from, again, Cloud Kingdom. And these horses represent, as you can see, the Jorvik Wild horses. Peach Meadow was a lot of fun, though she tries to help others kind of seek the strength in themselves. So she's been a huge help for the herd. I'm gonna go fill up the bucket. Okay. Next. Spirit Liberty. I missed the stall. There we go. I missed! Spirit Liberty is descended from a horse named Vettel. Vettel was... She started as a sculptor, but somehow came to life. No one can really say what happened. And if you kind of just... I guess I want to say if you kind of just believe enough, these horses will kind of just come to you. I don't know how Spirit Liberty came to me. She just kind of came up, and soon enough we were friends. And she's still growing. Alright. And next we have Cold Heat. Cold Heat is descended from Tynan. We have seen Tynan on live stream many times. Tynan is how we start following the squirrel along a path of rocks. At the end of the rocks, we see a black unicorn pondering life. That is Tynan. Cold Heat is his descendant. He also ponders life, but he's a little bit more doubtful. Not exactly sure if he's doing everything the way that he should. But that's where I come in, because I think I'm helping him kind of gain more confidence in himself. And like we've discussed a lot, Tynan, the resemblance here is with Pasifino, where they could have used a different horse for Cold Heat, but they still decided to go with Pasifino. Next is Cinderuby. Cinderuby is a Marwari. Not too much to say about her, but the most defining feature about the Marwari, as you can see, is the ears, where they kind of just fold. They're kind of just fold backwards like that. That's just how their ears are. Even ones in real life, you can look up a Marwari horse. Their ears are just like that. Very slim, very sleek. Incredible jumper. Okay, next is the Jorvik Frisian. This Jorvik Frisian is named Wonderblood. Wonderblood is also very, very, very noble, and also likes to put his friends first. However, unlike Sun Knight, this one will kind of show off at any given moment. He's always very bold, always very flashy, always lets his mane blow in the wind. Stands up straight, very regal. So, let me just say something real fast. I know I've said this before on a previous stream, I'm gonna say it again here. I do remember reading, as we read already before, that the Jorvik Frisians have been moved from Jorvik Stables to Crescent Moon Village in Epona. And the reason why is, my guess is that they're just taking them out of the way, because now this is going to be the 4th generation Frisian. Technically, the Jorvik Frisian is supposed to be a Generation 3 Frisian, but because it's actually listed as a Jorvik Frisian, I'm taking it as a separate breed. So that's why Sun Knight is going to get replaced and not Wonderblood. If Wonderblood's breed was actually just straight up Frisian, then we wouldn't have Sun Knight, or we wouldn't have Wonderblood. It would be one or the other. And that horse would be carried over. But Wonderblood is going to stay for good. Okay, next is Twin Apple. Twin Apple is going to look very familiar because we've played with a unicorn named Phoebe. Twin Apple is descended from Phoebe. Just like Phoebe, she's very, very curious. But sometimes she can go a little bit overboard and get herself stuck. So I try not to make her go out on her own. I try not to let her go out on her own. But for some reason, it's just so easy for this horse to just slip away. So she gets... But it's alright. We always end up finding her. Can't exactly miss a horn or hooves or a tummy like that. Okay. Next is Weatherbear. Weatherbear is actually a more recent member of the family. Weatherbear is an American saddlebred. I just realized there's somebody that I didn't send the link to. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm gonna fix that now. There. Okay. Sorry about that. It's kind of cool having more Western horses out here, but I'm a little bit more nervous with the Western style riding because literally in real life, riding Western, I've never done. But for horses like the American Quarter Horse, American Paint, and American Saddlebred, they actually have Western gaits. There are other horses that were kind of bred to be Western, like the Tennessee Walker and Appaloosa, but they're not always necessarily Western horses to me, because I have ridden English on both of those horses. Meanwhile, I have ridden English on a quarter horse before, but he didn't even like it, so... It just helps to have horses as your Western teachers. This is Mystic Oak. Mystic Oak is descended from Audra, which is another witch horse like Elmira. And if the design looks familiar, it should, because we met Sive in Devil's Gap. Those witches are called Vala, so Audra is pretty much a Vala horse. And Mystic Oak is descended from these horses. But the difference between him and most other witches, I guess, is that he doesn't really like when secrets are kept in situations where the secrets can be used as vital information. So he stayed here as more of a, I guess, a detective, I guess we could say. Next is Silent Nova. Oh yeah, you resemble a halflinger. Just wanted to put that out there before we forget. Halflinger, Pacifino, and Arabian. Thunder dancing. Silent Nova is descended from a magical Arabian named Shadowsteel, which was partnered with Snowdancer. And, basically with Snowdancer and Shadowsteel, both of them like to help people that are lost in the snow. However, they prefer for their deeds to be rewarded, and they hate being put in danger. So, they really just want to be appreciated for their efforts. Silent Nova kind of just was trying to help people out silently, but her help would be so impactful until I actually saw her with my own eyes. Then she just kind of liked the company. So she came with me. Okay. Next is Daisy Effect. I talked about Daisy Effect before because it was going to be her birthday. Daisy Effect is a Nabstrupper. And my gosh, she is very springy. Very energetic, loves to play, loves to run. I can't even keep her in a stall without her, like, throwing hay around, or throwing straw around, or just the bedding. She's very, very energetic. Next is Mystic Mountain. Now this one also requires a little bit of a story. Mystic Mountain is a Belgian warmblood. However, this is more of a special horse than a normal horse, just like Abyss Hope is descended from Galaxy. This one I descended from a very famous Grand Prix show jumper named H&M All In. H&M All In was actually the reason why they put in Belgian Warmbloods in the first place. He was the major selling point, and the whole thing was a campaign between Star Stable and H&M, which H&M is a fashion company. However, in Europe, they have a horse department where it's called H&M We Love Horses. So it was a partnership between them, and my god, was it so cute. And H&M All In was a huge representative of that collaboration. However, I'm going to say this right now, even though I'm still using Mystic Mountain, you can no longer get this Belgian Warmblood. Reason being, the real H&M All In real life retired. He is now 17. Actually, I think he's 18 now. When he was 17, he had nothing bad happened. He's just at that age where he's just not gonna be as capable of what he does anymore without it being super hard on his body. So he's retired and now is just enjoying a pampered life. So Star Stable heeded that wish and respected that decision by retiring H&M All In the game, so you can no longer purchase H&M All In as a horse. However, I was lucky enough to get H&M All In when they first came out, so Mystic Mountain is here to stay. Alright, next is another horse that might look familiar if we've kind of been around that area before, which I think we have. This is Lion Ring. He is descended from Hemera, which looks very similar to Anthea and Steambird. And that's because they're two horses of autumn representing the autumn leaves and autumn mushrooms. Or day and night. So Lion Ring is descended from Hemera, who's currently also in Hollow Woods. That's kind of going around a much larger lake. And just like the Anthea, he also represents, or resembles rather, the Halflinger. I promise you, we have a Halflinger. I think I've shown you guys the Halflinger before. But, I promise you we have a Halflinger. I promise you I'm going to show you the base breed. It's not up in the air, I swear. I really wish they actually used this breed for a magical horse. I feel like it would have been so cute. This is Pirate Mane. Pirate Mane is a thoroughbred, or English thoroughbred, but thoroughbred. And as we know, thoroughbreds are popular choices for race horses. So this guy loves to run. He actually suffered a broken leg at one point and was going to be put down, but I decided to give him a second chance. We healed his broken leg, and now he's back on the track like he never fell. Been through a lot. He's really a trooper. Alright, next is Rainsinger. Rainsinger is descended from Talina, which is another seahorse horse. Seahorse horse. But this one is a little bit different personality-wise from the Campus. Like how the Campus was a little bit more stubborn, this one is a little bit more easily distracted, especially by anything shiny, because Talina loved to collect pearls or gems. Like anything shiny, she had a collection of. And that habit kind of went into her descendants, including into Rainsinger. But with Rainsinger, it's been a little bit easier to find recyclables that we've been able to collect and then sell. So we've been able to use her easily distractedness to an advantage to find not only recyclables, but also those ingredients that we love to collect. She's been a huge help. Okay, next. Raspberry Queen. Long name, but great horse. Raspberry Queen is descended from Dorcha, which is another Irish cob from Pandoria. This one, however, is less bold than Solus. Dorcha prefers to stay hidden in caves, guarding Pandoric cracks, to make sure that nobody goes in it until it closes. Either by closing it itself with a huge amount of power, or for someone with the power to close it for them. Either way, they guard the location until everything is safe. And they barely ever come out of hiding. The reason why I met Raspberry Queen is because I went into a cave myself that had a Pandora crack, and she was the one guarding it. Alright, next is... Oh, did I pass him? Where is he? Oh my god. Next is a good one. This one is Iron Gift. He is an Aquateke, which is what the Talina and Campus resemble. The Aquateke actually has a pretty unique backstory as a breed. The Aquateke originated in Turkmenistan, and these horses, I guess the best way to describe this, like even in Star Stable they put it this way, and I kind of just kept this similarity in my head. Their bodies are built like cheetahs, where they have a more sleek body that's built for speed than strength. If I can turn a little bit this way, there you go. You can see their bodies a little bit better, and they have bred over the years with a mane line that has been so fine that there's hardly any mane up here. There's either a line or nothing there. Tail not affected, just the mane. Right here. Little to nothing. Sometimes there still is a mane, especially if you crossbreed them. But actually, outside of crossbreeding, these guys are one of the rarest breeds in the world. I think only about 6,000 were left, pure breed wise. In the entire world, most of them being in Turkmenistan, which makes sense, but still not a lot. And actually the only reason why they were able to go internationally is when the Russians invaded Turkmenistan. The Russians won the battle, but they were so impressed by the horses that they decided to keep the horses going. Like, keep breeding them and keep them out in the world. Okay, next is Amethyst Pearl. Amethyst Pearl is what Petra and Ernest represent. She is a Clydesdale. A Clydesdale being a very popular draft breed, or draft horse breed. So if you've seen a Clydesdale before, then a draft horse is kind of familiar. With the huge hooves with hair over them, which if you don't know, these are called feathers. They're not actually feathers, they're not actually like feathers from a bird. They're just called feathers as they drape over the hooves. Alright. Next is... I'm going by breed this time. Oops. There she is. There's a lot of Palomino horses right next to each other. This is Spirit Whisper. Spirit Whisper is a Morgan. Which, a Morgan is actually a really great basic breed. Very all-around horse, very nice all-around horse. I'm missing words. Great horse to start kids on, actually, as a Morgan. And Spirit Whisper, she was wild at some point, but she didn't quite fit in with her herd. She was very quiet, never really neighed out loud, and kind of just listened to the wind all the time. But it's thanks to her that we were actually able to find a whole bunch of baby spiders, so that another little spider named Poppy was actually able to join the herd as a companion, as her companion. Spirit Whisperer is still to this day very, very, very quiet, but nothing wrong with that. Alright, next is the actual halflinger that I promised. This is Wish Darling. I think I've shown you guys Wish Darling before. Wish Darling is a fun horse, and I literally saw her galloping at night, kind of like a shooting star. I can't really remember the wish that I made that night, but she kind of just came when I needed her after I made that wish. Okay, I'm gonna put this back to name because it's driving me crazy. There she is. Next is Ambercaster. Ambercaster is descended from a horse named Serenus. And I explained this story before, the backstory of Serenus and Bront. But I'm going to explain it again here because it just seems appropriate. Serenus had bigger wings than this. Way bigger. And used to live in Cloud Kingdom. So did Bront. Bront was a unicorn that could gallop on the wind. However, they were brother and sister. Kind of just at war with each other about the weather. Serenus was more calm and tranquil, while Bront was more chaotic and dark. But they didn't always go at war with each other. One was kind of more at peace. And tragedy struck when Bront went to go visit Serenus, only to lose control over her storm. And Serenus showed up just in time to save her from her own storm. However, his wings were injured in the process. They both became grounded, but for different reasons. Serenus was grounded on Jorvik, mainly because he was injured and can't fly. Bront was grounded on Jorvik because she kind of did that to herself. She was so guilty for injuring another horse that she never flew again. And all Serenus wants to do is find Bront and apologize and show her that there are no hard feelings to kind of calm her nerves a little bit. But Bront is still kind of in hiding, and he hasn't found her. So the legend was supposed to be that we could unite the two horses. That I have yet to do, but I at least united their descendants, and they're kind of sister friends. Two Sky Dutch warmbloods coming together in friendship. They feel like sisters. It's really, really, really nice. Okay, next is Mooniced. Mooniced is a Pacifino, and with the five other Pacifinos that we've seen, the Ephra, the Calder, the Sylvan Unicorn, Tynan, and Phoebe, you can see the resemblance perfectly. And yes, 5 Pacifino magical horses is a lot. That's kind of why people were kind of complaining a little bit when Tynan and Phoebe came out. They were like, oh my god, are they actually Pacifinos? Yes, they are. And like I said before, I think the Pacifino works very well for Phoebe. They could have done something else for Tynan, but I digress. Alright, next is... there he is. Thorndust. Thorndust is an Andalusian. Loves to participate in dressage. Actually also really likes Amp. Huge fan of her. There you go. Brush your coat. Okay, great. Alright. We're almost done, guys. We have 11 horses left. I know it's been a lot. You guys have been great, and I'm gonna ask you for your opinion at the end of this. I'll ask you a few questions at the end of this. Next is Wish Wand. Just run all the way back over there. Okay. Wish Wand is, as you can see, a goldfish cross. Goldfish crossed with a horse. Very fun. But also resembles the Appaloosa, just like the Proteus. The two just kind of came out of the water, I think? I'm gonna have to do a... I don't know about their legend as much as others. But there's always more to learn. Okay, this is the only other Gen 2 magical horse that I've ever had. But as you can see, she's not doing too well. This is Voice Vanilla, and for a while she's just kind of been sad. And fun fact, she's actually the second horse that I've ever had in the game, outside of Frenzy Bird. Well, including Frenzy Bird, she's the second horse I've ever had. She's descended from Nixie, which is a magical variation of the Generation 2 Icelandic pony. But after losing some friends, especially Sparklimmer, she just hasn't really been the same. She's kind of just been down and depressed. And yeah, riding her is still fun, and she still has a lot of fun. But I'm worried that this might do something to her one day. She just hasn't been able to come out of this. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to help her. We'll start with some pets. Start with some love. It's gonna be okay. Okay. This next one involves a little bit of death, so this one's not probably gonna help her, but we're gonna go over it anyway. This is Autumn Heaven. Autumn Heaven is descended from Nemain. Nemain and her sisters are all horses that guard the passage to the afterlife. They escort the spirit all the way to the path of judgment. Basically, they guard over. I guess it's their equivalent to the river Styx. Is what I'm trying to say. It's similar to the river Styx, but the headless horseman, Galloper Thompson, actually Nemain herself is his steed, and Nemain has a lot of bitter feelings. But I remember I was cornered by Galloper Thompson and Nemain when this one came out of nowhere and stopped them dead in their tracks, reasoned with Nemain, and then came with me. It kind of just came out of nowhere, but she saved both me and Frenzy Bird, so, you know. Okay. Next is Poptail. Hold on, guys. I'm hearing my dog. I'm gonna go check on her. She decided to lay in the corner of the table with the leg of the chair up against her neck. So I just kind of... I don't know why she decided to do that, but here we are. Anyway, this is Poptail. This was yesterday's birthday boy. He is, I guess the name in the game is a Finn horse, which is just a Finnish horse, is the full name. So I just say Finnish horse. I don't know why it feels better to me. But Poptail does have a lot of fun. He's a little bit skittish, but he's very cheerful. Okay. Alright, this one. Next is Royal Water. Royal Water is an Arabian. She's... Oh. Hold on one second. In the area, so she's kind of just responding to them. fine at least. Give Royal Water some pets. Very regal, very noble. Okay. Next is Bold Cry. What a fun name. I like that name. Bold Cry is a curly horse and has to be the happiest horse I've ever seen. This little guy is always smiling. He always smiles. Let me turn to the side. You can hold on. There, you can see. Always smiling. Just always happy. I love this horse. Weird. Curly horse with the curly coat. That can do the curly shuffle. I'm not joking. Okay. Next is Lunar Druid. Lunar Druid is my Ardennes. Now let me just be clear about something. The Ardennes is supposed to be a massive draft horse. So huge that they rival the size of a Shire and Clydesdale. They're supposed to be gigantic horses. Yet, Luna Druid is shorter than my curly horse. And the curly horse is not a tall horse in real life. So, the size that they had for the Ardennes in the game was a slight bit disappointing, but for Lunar Druid, it just seems natural. She kind of just grew small. It doesn't seem to be bothering her too much, which is good. So she'll be just fine. Okay, next. This guy you're gonna be seeing tomorrow. This is Disco Promise. Disco Promise is another one of the dragon horses, which, like I said, resembles a Jorvik Frisian. And it's Disco Promise's birthday tomorrow, so if you guys want to gallop around with him, again, this is the Windstar server, so you're going to be able to see him in wild mode. Galloping around from place to place. All over Jorvik. Celebrating his birthday by running free. All day. Every day. Well, no, not all day. Not every day. Just all day until dark. Yes, I gave these horses a curfew. Since they don't have a clock, sunset is their curfew. Alright, next is another old girl, but still going strong. This one is a Frisian sport horse. So a Frisian, oops, didn't mean to mount her. A Frisian sport horse is a crossbreed of a Frisian with another horse to be able to get a different coat or different abilities. Like stronger length, stronger strength, stronger agility, stronger discipline. Different things that could be passed down from another breed into the Frisian. But Storm Sister is just Silver Frisian through and through. Although she is pretty powerful. I think she might have some draft in her. Some kind of draft horse breed, but not sure. But Storm Sister is still just going strong. Alright, 2 more. We're almost there. Next is Meteor Phantom. Meteor Phantom is descended from Ayla, which is the horse of the new moon. This one is extremely timid. She did not trust people at all, but a song close to the heart, and she soon came out of hiding, which was good because she seemed injured, that she couldn't heal by herself, especially if she was always running. I had to take her in, but I had to calm her down in order to take her in. But she also resembles the Andalusian, so she's also very fancy, as you can see. She has a fancy pose whenever she wants to have a little bit of fun. Okay, last one. we're gonna bring all of Star Stable together. Let's close it off with a very special horse, the Soul Steed. This is Ever River, and the Soul Steed was the horse for the 10th anniversary of Star Stable. And you can tell by looking at the markings here, it's all 4 circles from the Keepers of Aideen. It's all four powers. There's the moon, lightning, sun, and star. And for those of you who don't know the game that much, each Soul Rider represents a different power. Linda has the moon circle, Alex has the lightning circle, Anne has the sun circle, and Lisa has the star circle. And Ever River just kind of brings it all together. A powerful soul steed, but as far as a soul rider steed, that honor will always go to Frenzy Bird. Alright guys, well, that's it! That's 94 horses in my stable. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know, do you guys have a favorite? Do you guys want to hear more about the breed? Do you guys want to hear more about a certain magical horse? You tell me what you want to know while we're doing the regular chores, and I'm going to select her so that she can get some experience, since she was the last horse without being level 15. Thank you very much. So you guys can just, shower the horse. Alright, I guess we're taking her with us. Alright, and we're gonna ride you because it's a little bit easier. Off we go. So, if there is, like I was saying, if there's a description of a breed or a magical horse that you want me to read off, I will happily do that now, while we're hanging out in the stable, because we're not really going to be doing anything too crazy today. Most of what we're doing today is just hanging out here. We will be kind of just spending a little bit more time here talking about whatever, and then for 9 o'clock, we're going to do the championship to, of course, close it off, and we're actually going to be using Sun Knight for it to spend a little bit more time with him before he is upgraded. So we spend a little bit more time with his last design. Every horse is something fun. Every horse is very unique. Every horse has a different story. And as we know, the reason why I decided to take the opportunity to use this update to introduce the horses is because from this point, everything in the stable is going to change. And it's going to start with Sun Knight. Sun Knight is no longer going to be a Generation 2 Frisian. Not only is his design going to be different, I'm going to have to start the leveling all over. So, his movements, his stats, his everything are all going to be different. If I have to get new tack for him, then I will, because he has a certain tack set that's perfect for him. A little glitch that I've noticed that's happening is that these stars are on almost every bridle in the game. So when you shower your horse, the tack is just supposed to just disappear. But this horse wasn't wearing tack, but the game thinks that she was, because it's automatic that tack is being put back onto the horse. So now this horse just has stars on her, without meaning to. Cool glitch. Not perfect, but cool glitch. I'm gonna put her back in her stall. Just like that. Magic. Alright, refill water. Oh, I didn't accept it. There we go. There we go. Amber Caster. You are. I know it's a lot of horses. I'm not asking you guys to memorize all of the horses, because we're gonna be spending time with them individually, of course. Oh, that one. I was like, I know I have one. It's over here. There we go. last one. I guess another question that I wanted to ask you guys is, what do you think of the new stable? All of this is new, all of this is different, all of this is... that's a sponge. Did the hay bale just sink? Why was that down there? That's odd. I'm picking up a sponge to feed my horses with hay. Oh my god, I swear to 80 if this is... Wait, they even updated how this looks. Even this looks different. The thing that I can appreciate, though, is that, I don't... if you guys can catch it, in previous streams, if I was in the back... That's the water bucket, sorry. If I was in the back of the stable... Let me run back there real fast. Back here, for these stalls, they fixed it upon this update, but the hay nets and the buckets were kind of doubled. So they were there was two of them overlapping each other. With this update, that's no longer a problem, because that glitch has been fixed. Which is interesting. Alright, so that's all of the chores. I'm gonna grab Sun Knight's stuff. There it is. And I'm gonna take him. We'll go with the bows, why not? Got the bows just for him. We're gonna take him on a little ride. Because I actually just remembered that today is a birthday. I don't know if you guys saw on my story this morning, but today is a birthday for a lady named Sigrid, so we're gonna go pay her a visit. Oh, these horseshoes are his. Okay, I'm gonna have to take these off and make sure that I give them to the new Frisian. Oh, I put that in the saddle. What's wrong with me? Yes, I'll put the bridle on your back. That'll help me ride. Okay, there we go. He is beautiful. So, real quick before we leave, just what do you guys think of how the stable looks now? With the new tack rooms, the more realistic textures, everything. What are your thoughts? It does look really nice. I'm liking the fact that it looks more realistic. I hate the only thing that I really don't like is that the windows are so high. Yes, this makes sense because windows are up high like that, but there are windows in stables that the horse is just able to just look out of. But I guess with this, it's not really that possible, which is fine. All right, off we go. We spent so much time in here. I'm gonna have to double check to make sure that I still have an internet connection. The Moorland Champ is still going, so is gonna go. So I guess we can go to the Moorland Champ first. Get that done, and then we can take the trip over to Westfallen and see Sigrid. And then we'll spend a little bit of time with Sun Knight and then just do the last champ and call it a night. I'm very excited about the Frisians coming up. I even have a special surprise for next week. I know that this will come back to this tree. I have a special surprise next week. I'm so excited for you guys to see the surprise. hear the surprise, have an experience with the surprise. It's gonna be fun. And I did look. It is supposed to be just purebred Frisians. And I know that from the coat colors, because purebred Frisians are 90% black. There is a very small chance that purebred Frisians will be chestnut, but purebred Frisians do have those colors. There's excuse me. There's different types of black that we're going to be getting for the Frisians, including like sun bleached black, jet black, even just like there's normal black and then there's jet black. So we're going to be able to see that. And then there's two types of chestnut, flaxen chestnut and liver chestnut, which liver chestnut is darker. Flaxen is kind of like a yellowish chestnut. Because a regular crisp chestnut is what we saw with Frost Bubble, where it's just like that crisp orange. Flaxen is has a little bit of yellow in it, in the shade. But bottom line is we are going to get purebred Frisians, so it's not an actual like crossbreed that the Jorvik Frisians and the Frisian sport horses were. These are just 100% pure Frisian, which is going to be pretty exciting. Well, a couple of players, yay! I guess that means that my connection didn't go out, because sometimes when I'm taking a long time with my horses, and they have to keep loading it one at a time, my connection just kind of bugs, and I'm only connected. And I say half connected because I can keep playing, but I don't see any players, and they can't see me in the chat. They can't see me either. Like, in front of them, if I were in a certain spot, I wouldn't be able to see anybody, and nobody would be able to see me. It happens sometimes. Just get a quick reset, and then you're done. Models. There we go. Very nice. Actually kind of grown to like this version of Sunlight. It's gonna be kind of sad to see it go, but I think he's definitely earned a upgrade. At least in my opinion. A long way. Been with me for a long time. This time, for him, he had a makeover. He had a glow up. But not after we spend, not before, I should say, not before we celebrate this version of him a little while longer. Here, turn him this way, and voila. He is beautiful. And yes, I don't have a saddle for him yet. Don't worry, everybody's getting tacked slowly. Everybody's getting something. There's another generation 2 right there. The Arabian. Okay, I'm not gonna say that name out loud. Welsh Pony. Solo, that's a cool name. I'm gonna have the fourth name Solo. Welsh pony. It looks a little bit off right here. Don't know. Now, front, because I like to. Oh, I just went right through that pony. So funny. The sun in this game sets slower than it does in real life. But the clouds did look just like this. It's an Ardennes right there. Purple actually looks really good on it. What's its name? Fancy! Aww! Look at the butterfly on Fancy's nose. Off it goes. Fancy's a cute horse. There's another one. Another butterfly. Funny thing, I remember when the Ardennes first came out, and the sit animation, 100% adorable. Funny thing was, even though you could see the butterfly on your horse's nose, other people around you could not. It was so funny that you could see this cute animation, and the butterfly wasn't involved unless it was your horse. Only you could see the butterfly, until they fixed it and you were actually able to see the butterfly on other people's horses' noses. So that's cool. We can actually see the butterfly on other horses' noses now. One more minute until the race. Alright. Get ready. Here we go. 2, 1, take off! Let's go. Oh, did she lose? I just saw her there. I don't know what it is. Sometimes the checkpoints just don't load! Oh, that was close. It doesn't register sometimes that you go through them. My friend has had that way too many times. Come at you, Welsh pony! Whee! Whee! There we go, now we're front and center. I don't usually do that, but it's still fun. Alright, fun race. We got 4th place. That's pretty good. I think it's an advantage that we have for having a Gen 2 horse. Wait, did the championship rank reset? Oh, season ended. Alright. Well, I guess there's no more point system. Alright. Curious. That's an advantage that we have of having a Gen 2 horse, because for Generation 3, there was an update that didn't affect Generation 1 or 2 horses, where, to make it a little bit more realistic, turning slightly slowed you just a hair down. So, you weren't moving quite as fast when you would turn your horse. But since it doesn't apply to Gen 2 horses, it's easier to use these in races when you want to run ribbons. Since you don't slow down when you turn, there's that little advantage that you have of keeping your speed through and through. But I digress. And in any case, we have a birthday girl to go see. And she's in Miss Ball. Hold up. Oh, she might be in the middle of a cutscene. I didn't see her there. I thought it was just the horse. I was like, who leaves their horse in the middle of this road? No one, because she didn't. Much we can do over there. I guess we can just do a few quests in the area, so we have to go to the next one. Look, some ingredients while we're over there. Speaking of which, I'm like passing a whole ton of them. Jump. had a feeling there was gonna be something over here. A donkey. Come on, little donkey, let's get you home. That's why I always go off the road when I come up here, because sometimes there's an animal over this way that needs to go back to Mary. I like to do just the one extra task. There we go. There, donkey's home. The mini-map is very helpful. Oh, thank you. I just saw your good job in the chat. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Champs are a lot of fun. Kind of brings everybody together for a little bit, and then we just go our separate ways. Cool though. I've met a lot of Star Stable friends. And, aside from festivals, it's really when the community can just come together, show off their skills. I don't know when the next season is going to start for the championships. I'm hearing Starshine Ranch music. Guys, we're not there anymore. Look at his animation from the side. You know, I'm like looking at it from the shadow, and I'm just like, okay, I'm so used to Generation 3 gallops now. Oh, that was flowers. I just realized those were there. Sorry. Go back and grab them. There we go. I went the wrong way, but I still wanted to pick that up. I usually go this way. Ah, there it is. Up we go. And is that it? Yes. Yes, it is. Found it. Okay. Got a little bit lost here. I was just here, too. Kinda sad. Alright. There's Seagree! Happy birthday, Seagree! How was it like being councilwoman? Was my horse not walking up on the stairs? Can we walk up here? Oh my god, we can! We'll walk up here. Be nice and proud for Seagree's birthday. Pretty cool being here, especially on stream, getting to celebrate a birthday like this. Alright, Seagree, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Seagree. Happy birthday to you. Yay! I've just wanted to do that. I've wanted to do that on a stream for a while. This kind of gave me an excuse to do so. Hi. My dog joined us again. Hello. Well, pretty nice out here. There was a whole thing where we had to help Seagree gain the councilwoman position, so she now kind of represents Dundle. There was a whole election and everything, and the guy that was the current councilman, he was not really doing good. He partnered up with GED, which was they got the profit in selling water to residents in Mistfall by damaging the local clean water supply. So we put a stop to the antics with the help of a music artist, and with the help of each other, and with ratting out the councilman for fraudulent votes, Seagree was able to get the position. Is that's a horse down there? Where is your owner? That's a saddlebred. Where is your owner? Where's your rider? Did your owner just leave you out here? Where did she go? Oh no! We have horses just chilling here. I don't know what happened to the girl. Well, that's not good. We have a lost horse here. This is a trick. She made it onto stream. I don't think she is. How many people watch me just yet? I don't know where she went. If she went to take pictures, you don't have to abandon your horse to take pictures. I take pictures on horseback all the time. Oh, bye. My dog left us again. I don't know where the girl is. She's not in the motel because then the horse wouldn't be visible out here. Where did she go? Is she in the area? Oh, on the bench. I mean, there's this house, which you have to go into at some point to find one of the spiders, so she might be in here, but I'm not sure. Oh my god, there's a doghouse over there. I didn't even see that. Cute doghouse. Okay, let's head in. Oh, it's a salon. Oh. Well, you don't have to go into the salon to do it, but... Well, she's not in there. That's a salon. How did I not see that that was a salon? I feel dumb. I feel dumb. It's a different house that you have to go in. You do have to go into a house at Dundle for something. There's a little white cat. Okay. I'm gonna try over here. This is Rania. Rania is Seagree's daughter. She's really the one that you help out. This is the vet, Dr. Iron. And Rania's horse is back here. This is Dellinger. Dellinger is a Generation 2 half. I haven't upgraded this guy just yet. Actually, surprised. I'm surprised that he's still Generation 2. They've been upgrading everybody except for him, and I guess the horse on the docks. Well, Fort Pinta Championship is gonna start soon, but I guess we can stick around and collect the ingredients for a second. There's gonna be more this way. Let's go grab them. this is kind of fun, getting to have like a little mini birthday celebration. I would really love it for you guys to also come and join for the birthday parties. You can just hang out, chill. We can just hang out in the chat as well. That'd be so fun to just be able to hang out in the game and just celebrate a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, we're not supposed to go through that tunnel. That tunnel is where the buses go through to Jorvik City. Are there other? Yep. Alright, we gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. We don't want to fall into the river. Step. I don't want to slip. I don't want to slip. We did it. Yay! Good boy. Like, watch his trot. This looks like he's stomping. I'm very excited to see what this looks like. It's gonna be very, very graceful, I'm sure of it. And there are spoiler videos out there of people who go into the files, get access to the horses that are going to be released, that aren't released yet, and show off what they're going to look like. Coat variations, special moves, special gates, and all. And I absolutely, with a passion, hate those videos. Because then that one player is showing off the fact that they were able to go into the game and have access to the horses, because in order to be able to show them off, especially in wild mode, you have to have the horse. They go in, get the horse early, show them off, and make the video as to what they're going to look like, which I guess helps other players make a decision as to which horse they're going to want to get, but it still spoils what they're going to do, and it's not really fair to be able to have access to the horses and be able to keep them well in advance unless they are one of the people who were on Star Stable, and I don't think that they are. Just annoying that people hack into the game and get access to horses that they're not supposed to have. I remember last Halloween, not last Halloween, the one before, when Nemain and Laverna were coming out. I remember it was, I think, 3 days before the event update, when Gallopers Heath was going to be in the game. They came out and said that there were going to be new horses for the game. And when that came closer, they said that Nemain and Laverna were going to be releasing the second week of the event. 3 days before the entire event, I passed by somebody on my gallop to Fort Pinta who was riding Nemain, and I was very upset. I really wish that I got a picture of the person's name, because I would have been able to report the player, but I didn't. I was in the middle of something, and after, like, the race or the task or whatever was done, the player was just gone. Like, I couldn't find her anywhere. She was just gone. But I do remember, without a doubt, there was somebody who had the domain well before anybody was even supposed to have access to it. And it's so annoying. The only time that I'm ever, like, okay with something like that happening was one mistake that Star Stable themselves made, which was with the Pacifino. The Pacifino was supposed to release at some point, but the week prior, they accidentally updated the game with the Pacifinos in it, and the update finished with the Pacifinos there, ready to be purchased. An hour later, the game was updated again, and the Pacifinos were removed, and the rest of them were available at the time that they were supposed to. However, players who went on in that hour time were able to buy the Pacifino. So, they had the Pacifino before anybody else. That I can pass off as a mistake, not really just on the... It's a mistake on both parts. Even if people were doing it on purpose, they were like, oh, the Pacifino is here, I might as well just take it. I can show off the fact that I have the Pacifino well before everybody else, which is kind of rude, but at the same time, it was a mistake on Star Stable's end. Nobody had to hack the game in order to get it early. So, it's like the only time where I can really just let it slide is when it was just a mistake that gave everybody access. And if you bought the Pacifino, but you weren't staying updated, how would you know that it was an accident? You know what I mean? So, things like that happen, but that's the only time where I'm able to ever give something like that a pass. Hacking into the game, there was even another player that I was able to see was able to hack in, like, use a glitch, because Yidris, the circus guy that I mentioned before, has a race where he turns you into a golden horse. People are able to glitch the game and get that golden horse to appear so that you can ride the golden horse everywhere and everybody's able to see it. There is a chance that if you do this, you will be booted for cheating. I was almost booted for cheating, but let me explain. I was doing that race for training purposes when I was booted out with a network error that said suspected of cheating. But that was over a year ago. I had nothing to hide. It might have been detecting the glitch by accident and just kicked me out. When it did that, I went right back in and everything was normal. My account didn't disappear. It's been about a year now, and everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is still up and running. I did not cheat. I did not access any glitch on purpose. They are able to see it on their end because they get a notification on their end saying that someone may have been hacking or someone may have been exploiting a glitch. They look into the account history and determine it for themselves. So I had nothing to hide. I have nothing malicious. The only thing that I have is just magic that they removed from the game, removed from a certain part of the game, and players had been banned for using it after it had been removed from the game, and they've been using it because it's just leftover magic that they can still use, which is turning their starter horse into a deer. I still have those, but I've heard stories that people who have had those before they were removed were banned for cheating. And they did not cheat at all. But instead of just banning your account and then bringing it back, they actually just delete your account. So I have to be very, very cautious about that, especially since I have those magics still in my closet. I want to hold on to them, but if I seriously can't use them, then I might just consider selling them. Because I did see that there was a price on the magic, so I might be able to just sell the magic that can turn the starter horse into a deer. But aside from that, it's really not okay to cheat in this game. I really don't understand why people do it. I remember seeing a person that was able to hack the game, and not only was she able to exploit the bug where you were able to get the golden horse, but there is a Connemara that looks like a seahorse. Not really the seahorses from the magical horses that we were able to see, but it was actually like an ocean horse with fins and dark green scales. So that magical horse was at some point supposed to be a horse that never released, but was still kind of stuck in the files. So there was a way for the person to either hack or cheat or use a glitch to get access to that horse and ran in a championship with that horse. I reported the player. I haven't seen the player since, so I can't say what happened. Either the player was banned or I really just don't see that player anymore. But I did report the player for having a horse that nobody was supposed to have. If there was supposed to be a fishy Connemara in the game, it is kind of a bummer that they never released it. That doesn't mean that you can exploit the game. Not you guys. I mean, like, people who cheat in the game. It's really not okay to exploit this game and get access to horses that people just don't have just to show off. It's just not fun. It's not fair. And aside from the Pacifino mistake, there's really nothing else that people can really say. But, oh well. I'm done ranting. And in 3 minutes, we are going to have our last race, and then I have a few more things to say before we leave for the night. Alright, heads up. Our race is about to begin. Alright, here we go. And take off. The scream distracted me. Yeah, that was too bad. Gosh. It'd be nice if the music came back after the dock. It had music over here before. I don't know why there's no music anymore. Hello, Cha-Cha. Oh, I'm all the way over here. Wow. Well, today was fun. I have a couple things to say before we close out here. First off, I hope you guys enjoyed meeting all of the horses so far. Especially getting to see what Sun Knight is looking like at this point. Before we give him a glow up next week. Everything is gonna be great. The stable looks so realistic. I'm very impressed by how it looks, except for the sponge in place of the stack of hay, or the bale of hay rather. But either way, still worked. I want to know what you guys think about the stable. I want you guys to kind of let me know if you want to pan over this stream one more time and kind of take note of the horses. Then if you guys want to request to see a certain horse, you guys can absolutely do that. Tomorrow, like I said, is going to be Disco Promise's birthday. You're going to be able to see him going around as long as you're in the WinStar server. So just make sure that when you're in the game and you're trying to spot him, you go into your settings, go into creative, and hit the check mark on show other wild horses. That way you're going to be able to see that he's a wild horse, and you're not going to be able to see me on his bare back, which will just spoil the illusion. And aside from that, we celebrated another birthday today. Happy birthday again to Sigri. And not only is Sun Knight going to get a glow up next week, I have another surprise. Next week, we are going to have a special guest. I'm very excited for our special guest to be able to meet you guys. I'm very excited for the special guest to be here, riding with us. It's going to be so much fun. I'm just going to have to make sure that Discord works with my settings and everything. And aside from that, everything is going to be so much fun. I'm excited for everything next week. I hope you guys are too. And until then, I will be seeing you next time.